Since you're going to be repealing it, are you willing to roll back the provisions that would provide free mammograms under Medicare?
Listen, there are a lot of provisions that can be replaced. Remember, I said we want to take a common sense, step-by-step approach to replacing Obamacare.
Well, let's talk about what's specifically in this bill, because there are a lot of protections for individuals.
Of course
if you're
there are.
under 26 years old, you're out of a job, you can stay on your parents' insurance. Do you support that?
I do, and the health insurance industry has made that a practice within their industry. They came out and made that statement a couple of weeks ago.
What about additional preventative care, like for children, for instance? You don't have to pay a copay on immunizations.
As I said, Republicans believe in a common sense, step-by-step approach to replacing this law. And all of those provisions, popular provisions, many of them very sound provisions, can in fact be done in a common sense way, but not in 2,700 pages that no one read.
What about pre-existing conditions? What about the millions of Americans that have pre-existing conditions and are discriminated against?
We believe that the way it is done within Obamacare is pushing the cost of health insurance for all Americans much too high. We believe that the state high-risk pools are a much more effective way to making sure that those with pre-existing conditions have access to affordable health insurance.
But access to affordable health insurance, but you're not saying you would be for a law that would prevent discrimination of those individuals.
No, we just believe there's a better way to make sure that they have affordable access to quality health insurance.
So when you repeal this, what are you going to replace it with?
I just started pointing out, we're going to take a common sense, step-by-step approach that puts in place the kind of policies that will make our health insurance system more what I'll call patient-centered and lower cost. The only proposal out there last year that would lower the cost of health insurance came from Republicans. Why? Because we've got policies that really will help bring down the cost of health insurance. It's clear that Obamacare is increasing the cost of health insurance for all Americans and making it virtually impossible for small employers to hire new workers.
How does it make it hard for small employers to hire more workers?
Because they're being required to either provide health insurance or pay a fine. Well, I'm sorry, a tax. It's now a tax, since the court said it was a tax.
Chief Justice John Roberts said it was a tax.
Even though the president tried to admit for over a year that it wasn't a tax, and nobody believed it, and now we know it. But it's getting in the way of employers hiring new workers because of these increased costs of government-run health insurance and the fact that if they don't, they have to provide a tax.